Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and I promised I would work on my townhome some more, so that is what we're doing today. So I finally am working on the second of the 3 different townhomes. Hopefully I'll finish the third one soon so I can actually get the whole thing up on the gallery. The shell is already up on the gallery if you want to download this townhome and like decorate it for yourself. It has like 3 units and it's 3 stories and has like a little dog park and like a gardening area and all that kind of good stuff. So lots to do for the people that live here. And so I already got the speed build out for the one in the middle there. You can kind of see it's already decorated. But this one is basically, I think I'm going to call it the Barbie townhome. So we decided that, well, I say we, Chad decided that we should make a townhome, specifically this pink one, and the outside is pink to be specific, that this is for like a girl who went off to college and her favorite color is pink, and she saw the pink townhome and she convinced her parents to buy it for her so she can live in it while she was going to school. So that's basically kind of the story about like who would live here, or at least what we were thinking about and what we were channeling when we were making this. And I did do this over on my Twitch channel, so if you want to come hang out with us, the link is down below. I stream Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, usually till 6 p.m. So if you ever want to come hang out with us, you know, we would love to have you. And it's actually really funny. We talked so much during stream on this particular day. I think I streamed for like 5 or 6 hours to do this like townhome, which is so insane because this is not that big of a townhome. And so part of it is we wanted to make it like super pink, super extravagant, like they put a ton of money into this, and like this was just like, this is literally just hers. It is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom townhome, which is insane because the one next door is, I think, a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And has like an office area, and it's very, very different, you know what I mean? But this one is just very extravagant and just lots of pink and everything, and we wanted it to be really fancy, and it was kind of difficult to balance the pink and the extravagant without it being like super like cheesy. Do you know what I mean? Like too over the top. So we definitely like walked that fine line between it being like too much kind of thing. And we decided that this sim is also like, I guess like, you know, like there are influencers and stuff who like always like, or at least the pictures you see online, like their counters and everything are like pristine. There's not a lot of clutter. Do you know what I mean? It's like a super put together home. So I didn't do as much clutter as I usually do. So that was really difficult for me. I'm not going to lie. So part of me feels like some of the spaces are a little bit empty because I would have put a lot more clutter. But what we were going for here was, you know, not having as much clutter. So again, just really extravagant, really over the top. Like, you know, she came in and wanted all this stuff done, so like, you know, her parents, you know, did that for her. And like all of the floors are marble, which is like so crazy. I originally had started with having like black wooden floors, but we opted to just do marble everywhere. And honestly, I think it finally did come together. And what's actually really funny too, we have this like dog park outside, and we originally, like back when I made this, this was a while ago now, we decided that maybe all of the tenants have like a dog or something, and that this person would have like a tiny little like dog that like she carried around with her everywhere kind of thing. And I honestly forgot about that until like the very end of the build. We end up adding in stuff for a small little dog, and we actually end up putting like the dog stuff underneath the stairs, and it's so cute. We do end up putting a dog bed upstairs as well, and this has been play tested, so everything works, except I didn't test like the pet bed, if that makes sense. Like I didn't bring like a dog to this lot, so I tested it to where like the food bowl works, like your sim can fill it up, all that kind of stuff. So the pet should be able to eat from it. I put a like pet bed next to it. I don't know if it'll work or not because it's still under the stairs. It might be at that point where the dog can't get to it, but there is one upstairs. Do you know what I mean? So like your dog still has like a place to sleep. It just may not be under the stairs. And so we made this like gigantic kitchen, like thinking like she doesn't even probably cook. Like this is like she, you know, has someone that comes and cooks for her, or like has takeout delivered, like that kind of thing. And again, just like really trying to do minimal clutter. It was so hard for me, but I did it. I struggled, like, but we got there. And I ended up finding that tiger wallpaper, and I was so excited. I don't think I've ever used that swatch before, and I was like, this is perfect. Like, I feel like it helped break up all of the marble and made it a little more maybe modern. maximalist looking, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't just as like, before it felt very just glamour, you know what I mean? Just like a celebrity kind of, but I feel like we were going a little more for just like super fancy, but still kind of modern. Anyways, hopefully you get like what I'm trying to say in terms of what we were going after. And I ended up putting some bookcases there in those nooks. And I honestly, I had a hard time with like what to put there, but I think that worked out really well. And so on the second floor, we actually have like a small living room area, and that room we walled off, that's going to be the bathroom. Yes, it is gigantic. It is huge. And this sim also has a walk-in closet that is upstairs and is like attached to the bedroom. And it was so funny because I kept talking about like how like it was just kind of funny and odd that like the bathroom was so big but the walk-in closet's super tiny. And somebody in chat was like, yeah, well, you know, maybe the like ensuite, like where the closet is, was supposed to be the bathroom and this giant room was supposed to be the closet, but she decided that she wanted a bigger bathroom, so they renovated it to, you know, to her specifications, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of maybe what we're thinking happened here. Like this bathroom is insane. Like I love it, but it is incredible. And I guess it's one of those things like I wanted all the pieces to be kind of interesting. Like we have that, like, is it a dog lamp? Is that what it is? I think it kind of reminds me also of a deer, but I think it has a tail. So we're going to go with a dog, and like just kind of interesting pieces like that. And again, not putting like too much clutter. And we also end up putting a like really nice desk office area on this floor as well, over by the window. So we kind of create like a shelving unit on the sides of the desk and all that kind of good stuff. And I think it turned out really lovely, but you know, since she was supposed to be going to school, like it makes a lot of sense. Like she should probably have a desk, you know what I mean? Like that probably should happen. And we also decided to put her bedroom on the third floor because it probably has the best view, and it also has the balcony. And we felt like that's what she would want, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I just think it's so funny that like in the other townhome, I ended up like putting in the dining, living, and kitchen like all downstairs, but for hers that wasn't enough room. I just think it's so funny to me. And like honestly, I feel like having to walk upstairs to go to my living room would be really difficult. I don't know, but I feel like maybe townhomes, it's more common to have like all of your living areas split up. Like let me know if you live in a townhome. Is that true? Like I want to say it feels like it'd be true, but I don't like actually know for sure. So anyways, let me know. I did put some clutter here on the shelves because like I said, I didn't put a ton of clutter. I tried to keep it a little minimal, like, you know, not like a ton of stuff, but I wanted it to be still decorated, if that makes sense. So we put like a couple flowers, and we also decided that the sim probably also has a lot of plants. I don't know why, but you know, she does. So we do have some plants kind of scattered throughout the townhome as well. And she also does have a little backyard. So in case you didn't see the other ones and you don't know what the back of this build looks like, there is like a small like backyard area. So we do get to that at the end. I just felt like I needed to go ahead and say that they do actually have an outdoor area. And I just think it's so funny, like the difference between this townhome and the one next door. It's like so huge. Like the differences are like just wow. And I wanted to use that big corner tub, but like I just felt like it didn't fit quite right. So instead we end up actually using a platform on the other side of the bathroom and putting the bathtub on it. And your sim can still use it and get to it and all of that kind of good stuff, but we end up having a double sink in here. Why? I don't know, because again, I'm like, when I built it, I was thinking this is like for one sim. So like, I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for there to be a double sink, but you know what, that is what this sim wanted, so that is what she got. And so of course, like I had to, and I messed up this exterior wall several times. Like I ended up having to get rid of it a couple times to like put some clutter up there, like with the bathtub and that kind of thing. And we do end up there putting like a little wall so that, you know, you can have a little bit of privacy between the shower and the toilet, because it just felt like better that way, if that makes sense. And then just including, I did have a hard time putting the sinks by the window, but I think we did a good job. You can see like the windows clipping a little bit. Like we just put like a shelf there, so you can't tell. You can't tell that the window is clipping, and I think it looks okay. We put a little bit of clutter up there, just like, you know, more storage, because why not? Like we need storage. And I do end up putting like a curtain on here, and it took me a while to find one that I was like happy with. And I feel like I struggled a lot with the window treatments in this home, like to begin with, like just in general. We went back and forth between a lot of curtains, but I also wanted there to be like an ottoman here, like in the middle of the room. I don't know why, I just feel like that's really fancy. Like I identify that as being a really fancy, like, I don't, bathroom thing. I don't know, but I just think it's kind of cool. So we do end up putting that in there, and I tried to actually lower the platform like in the shower so that it was kind of like a step down to get in the shower, but the game didn't want me to. So I guess maybe because we're on regular wall height or like small wall height, short wall height, whatever you want to call it. And like if I did that, it might mess up the floor below. That would be my guess as to why like that the game wouldn't let me do it. So we don't do it. That was a long story just to say we don't do that. But I end up kind of using a shelf and put that on the bathtub. So it kind of looks like one of those bathtub trays, and put that new Book Nook like item on there with the mug and the book and everything. And it was so funny when we were decorating this, I was like, we're just going to put like a basket of blankets and such, not blankets, like towels. We're going to pretend those are like towels and stuff next to the bathtub. And it was just so funny. We were just joking about like, you know, if she even does her own laundry, and we were like, maybe not, maybe she just orders like, we were like, she'll just order her clothes and it's just delivered. She does online shopping. And so she just wears something different every day. And obviously that like chat was just having a whole lot of fun talking about like maybe what this sim was like. But yeah, just adding, like I said, a little bit of clutter up there to make it just look a little more like filled out. And we figured like this sim had a really robust like skincare routine. So there was like, you know, a lot of bottles and things like that around here for the sim to use for their skincare routine. And I ended up actually getting that red shelf out to help me more accurately place some of these items, because I just felt like I needed to. I was honestly, I feel like I was just being a little bit lazy, and I didn't want to get it out, but I did end up getting it out so we can place things a little bit better. And I think it just makes like, you know, it makes a big difference that way. And I will also say that this bedroom, I ended up like putting a bunch of stuff in it, and then I actually ended up taking it all back out because I didn't feel like it matched. So like this bed, I think matched like the marble and stuff, but didn't match maybe the like more modern maximalist kind of thing we had going on. So I do end up swapping the bed out for, and I don't know why I didn't think about doing this, but I used a lot of the vintage glamour, like I think that's a stuff pack, vintage glamour stuff pack items, and it actually has a bed. So finally it occurred to me that I should probably, you know, do that. So we do end up swapping it out, and I think it looks a whole lot better. It makes a whole lot more sense here, and I really like the way it turned out. And I do actually end up, I can't remember if I've already done it, I do put the like black and white checkered flooring tile in the bathroom. So I was going to do that originally, and then I forgot about it, but I do go back and do it. So we swapped that out, and I think this is the point, like I started moving stuff around, and I was like, I don't know, like something just doesn't feel right. Like it doesn't feel like it matches the other floors. And so I was like, okay, we've got to get rid of stuff. Like at this point I was like putting stuff in here thinking like that would make it better, and it didn't. It like, didn't help. And we do end up like keeping that giant like peacock statue, which I thought was just kind of funny to have in here. And like the plants, I don't know. I don't even think I have really plants in here because it just didn't feel right. I don't know. Like, I feel like this went a lot on just like my gut instinct of like what I felt like this space would look like. And this was a little bit, like I said, out of my comfort zone. So not something I'm necessarily used to doing, but I think it turned out pretty well given that is not my norm. I feel like my norm is a little more of that like really warm toned, cozy kind of stuff, like family home things versus like these really fancy kind of homes. So I don't know. So like the middle townhome I feel like was more my like usual aesthetic, but you know what, it's always nice to kind of get out of your comfort zone and actually try something new. I think that helps just like expand like my building, you know, abilities. So on that note too, like if you have things you want to see me try to build or different like interior designs that you want to see me attempt, like let me know in the comments down below so that I can like learn something new. I like researching new designs and things like that, and sometimes it's just hard to actually think about like what designs I might want to do, if that makes sense. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but this was play tested. I was a little bit worried about all the chandeliers we used, so I sized them down, and I feel like sometimes I've had issues with Sims not being able to walk under them kind of thing, but your Sim could get everywhere they needed to in the closet and all that good stuff, so I guess they didn't really like cause any kind of issues, but I know that they have before in some of my builds, so, and they had to be like swapped out. And then back here, honestly, in her backyard, I really had a hard time. I was like, I don't know what she'd have out here. Like, I feel like she wouldn't want to take care of a yard or like anything like that. And somebody in chat was like, a hot tub, would a hot tub fit? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I feel like she would definitely have a hot tub out here. Again, just like something for her to hang out and like her friends if she has people over. So we end up actually just putting the hot tub out here. And I use those counters to create kind of like a table next to it and put like some drinks over there and just like some things I felt like might go with the hot tub, like a bunch of towels and things like that. And we do swap out the black pebbles that I put down because I felt like it was too much. It was too busy, it was too dark, so we do swap that out. I think we just end up using like a concrete because I don't know, it didn't feel like it looked right. And then we just end up putting like a chair out here and like a small rug and a few plants. And I also include like on the fence, like we hang up a couple of robes and a few towels, that kind of thing, just supplies I feel like you would have if you were, you know, like if you had a hot tub. I'm not someone that has a hot tub, so I honestly have no idea. So I was just going off of maybe like maybe the more of an idea of a spa more so maybe than a hot tub area. But I just thought that was super cute, and I think it made a whole lot of sense for this Sim, and just like a place for her to go and like just, you know, relax. Like honestly, that sounds really nice. I mean, I don't know, maybe should I be a hot tub person? I say that as if I can just go buy one, right? Like I cannot just, you know, I cannot just go buy a hot tub, but like I feel like that would be kind of fun. Although I don't know what it would take to take care of one. I feel like that might be kind of difficult to take care of, you know what I mean, like the chemicals and all that. I guess it'd be similar to like having a pool. But anyways, like going off on a tangent again, and we do end up swapping out the bowl of fruit for the gold bowl of fruit because we figured like she would have the really fancy version, you know what I mean, not just regular fruit. She'd be like, no, I need like a really fancy golden bowl of fruit on my counter. So that's what we end up doing. And it's funny, when we deleted that, like under the stairs, it deleted stuff in the next townhome, so I had to replace the items over there. So don't worry, once this is on the gallery, like it'll be fine. But I just like, you can't be serious. Like, why did you delete stuff over there? That's not fair. So I end up making this cute little doggy area. And like I said, there's a bed upstairs as well for the dog, and your Sim can fill up that bowl and all that good stuff. But I just thought she would have a nice devoted area for her little pup. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.